Okay, so I'm probably not going to gain a lot of friends with this video because there's a die-hard segment of people that will only lease vehicles, and God bless them, you keep the economy going. But the reason I wanted to put this video together is for those of you who have not yet understood the value of owning versus leasing. And so in this video, I'll share with you 8 reasons why Popsy Guy doesn't think you should lease a car and what you should actually do instead. So again, thank you for hanging out with Popsy Guy, and let's dive right into it. I put some research together, so you'll see me looking at my notes. If I happen to be looking away, it's not because I don't think you're good looking and I don't want to stare at you anymore. It's because I'm old and I can't remember what I'm about to say. So obviously the first reason is there's no ownership. In life, you can either be a capital owner or you can rent from somebody that actually owns the assets. That's not good or bad. For example, if you rent an apartment or a home versus owning the home, you can also rent or own a car. Both are assets. One is a depreciating asset, and type 1 if you know which one I'm talking about. And the other one is an appreciating asset, type 2, if you know that it's a house. Oh, I gave you the answer, I'm sorry. But a car is a depreciating asset. No matter what happened during COVID, when used car values were going through the roof and people were being offered obscene amounts for used cars, that's likely not going to happen again. Let's hope it doesn't happen again, but that's not the real world. A car is a depreciating asset, say that 3 times fast, and you've heard it, no matter how old you are, that as soon as you drive it off the lot, it loses 10% of its value. So the allure of leasing, because that's really what leasing is that you're not going to get stuck with that. You know why? At the end of the lease term, which is typically 36 months, you give the car back to the dealer and you either get another one or you walk away. That's what they want to tell you. That's the allure of leasing. But the fact is that you've just plunked money into a car for the last 3 years and you have nothing to show for it. No equity, no ownership rights, nothing. You just hand it back to the dealer and pick out another one. For some folks, that's the way to go. For others, it's a continuous cycle that they can't get out of because they're not saving enough money to put aside to buy another car. Ongoing costs, it says in my research that, again, every 3 years, let's say you have a 36-month lease, you've got to re-up that. And I'll use an example. Let's say a 3-year lease that costs $350 a month plus fees. It's about $12,000 over that time period. Every 3 years, you've got to get a new car and spend another $12,000. Potentially, let's say you for 10 years you did this. It's $40,000. In the thumbnail, I said what you should do different. Here's what you should do different. Go find yourself a used Toyota. 20, 25-year-old car, I don't care. Toyotas are designed to go forever. Go buy one of those for $10,000 and enjoy it and never have to worry about it again. That's my advice. But if you want to lease a car, here's the concept that Popsy Guy's been using for years, and people kind of look at me strange and say, well, that makes sense, is that car companies, automobile dealerships, furniture stores, and appliance stores don't sell cars, furniture, and appliances. They sell money. That's what they're there for. The cars are for the financing department. The furniture is for the financing department. The washer and dryer and refrigerator, that's where they make their money, on the financing, right? When you walk into a new car dealership, the car salesman wants to do one thing first: get you in a brand new car, get you to drive it, get you to smell that new car smell and fall in love with it, and you are a cooked goose. All logic has gone out the window because you took the car for a ride, you smelled it, you pictured yourself in it. Now it's like, hey, if you can just get me into this car for $400 a month, we've got a deal. Never do that. Same thing with a furniture store. If you've had to buy furniture recently, you walk into some of these bigger chains, what do you smell? Chocolate chip cookies. They're not selling you furniture, they're selling you the home style. And you walk in, you smell the cookies, you see the furniture. You wanted to spend $1,200, you walk out of this with a credit card of $3,500. Same thing with appliances. Anyway, none of those situations are good. I don't know why I got on that. But number 2 is ongoing costs, as I mentioned. Number 3, mileage restrictions. I think this is something that people just assume that they're different than everybody else. They think, I don't drive very much. I only put on a couple hundred miles a week. I don't go anywhere. So yeah, mileage restrictions don't bother me. They don't bother you until you turn the car in and you remember, you know how many road trips I took to go see friends and family, and I didn't even think about that? And then your 36,000 mile cap over 12,000 miles a year for 3 years, you come in at 45, yeah, you're gonna pay. And I'm actually gonna do my next video, so be sure to subscribe and hit the alert button that I'm gonna share with you some of the hidden costs, the egregious ways that these finance companies will steal from you without even telling you if you decide to lease a car. So stay tuned for that. And part of that is wear and tear fees. You think that you get a little ding on the car because somebody at work dinged you, and you look at it and say, that's no big deal. That no big deal, when you go to return that car, even if there's nothing else wrong with the car, could cost you a couple $100. And you didn't know that until all of a sudden it's time to turn the car in. They say, oh, by the way, can you write us a check for that ding on the passenger's door? It's a reality, and you've got to know what that is. And again, tune into my next video. It's going to be on the things that they won't tell you before you sign that agreement. Okay, what else we have here? The wind is killing me here. Oh, if you decide to terminate the lease early. So let's say you do a 36-month lease, right? You think you've got your life figured out for the next 3 years, but something happens and you need to get out of that car. They're not going to just say, oh, we're so sorry it didn't work out for you. Just bring the car by, drop off the keys, and we'll call it even. No. That's not how it works. Again, they're not in the business to help you. They're in the business to sell you something and make sure that they make a huge profit. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs to make a profit. But if you didn't know some of these things that I'll be talking about in my next video, you're going to be paying so much more money than you ever thought. That's why I say buy used, pay 10 or 12 grand, and just forget about all of this. The other thing too is people love to customize their cars. You can with a new car, right? You can have different options added. You can have different packages that you like. Not with a rental or a lease. Here's the car. Here are the packages. We can't upgrade it. Here's the price. So it's limited. And if you like driving and you enjoy being in a car, but it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that you want, you're going to have to upgrade to the next package, which increases the price, whether you're buying or leasing. But once again, if you like driving, you're going to be putting a lot of miles on the car. See where I'm going with that? You will drive more than you think. I guarantee you that. Let's see. Long-term expense. Yeah, leasing is pricier over time. So here's a good example that I looked at. Leasing 3 cars over 9 years at $12,000 a year is $36,000. So you've got $36,000 of outgo, but no asset. And again, I'm recommending you go find a used car, something like a Toyota, whether it's a Camry or a Lexus or an Avalon or something like that. And if you can find one for $20,000 or more, yeah, you know what? It might have over 100,000 miles, but those cars were designed to go well over 100,000 miles. So if you can get something like that for less than $20,000 or $25,000, now you own the car. So that's what I'm an advocate of. And the 8th one, and it's something I've been pounding because I'm really excited to make this next video. It's all the hidden fees and charges. Going back to the Popsy Guy concept of automobile dealers, furniture companies, furniture wholesalers, or these big furniture retailers, and appliance businesses. They're not selling you what it is you came to buy. They're selling you financing. And the more financing that they can heap on you, the better for them. So even if you're rock solid and you think your negotiating skills are outstanding, and you're going to walk into that dealership and say, Mr. Salesperson, I'm not paying more than $350 a month. That salesperson is going, gotcha. I hear you loud and clear. Okay, let's go find something that you can do for $350 a month. And they put you in a car that is worth more than $350 a month. They say, test this. We've got other models, but they're out on test runs right now. And you come back, you say, oh, I love that car. And then they start putting the prices together, or the numbers together. It turns out to be more than $350. I tell you what, encouraging word for the day is that these are all assets that will wither and die, but we as human beings have an eternal soul that will last forever. So don't get hung up on all the shiny trinkets, the new homes, the big trucks, and all these things, because those things are not eternal. Those things are wasting away, and you'll never see them again. And I want you to be able to see life and see it eternally. So I give you this encouragement. Look up. God is your Father. Jesus is coming, and he's going to bless you greatly. So you have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out with Popsy Guy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I just want to leave you with some of this calmness. I really hadn't prepared to talk about Jesus and God at the end, but it just got on my heart to do it, to show you what's happening, how God is so good. All right. Hey, thanks, guys. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye-bye.